Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. So today's meal prep is going to be all about ingredient prepping. So we are just going to prep a bunch of ingredients that I need for meals this week, for lunches, dinners, and snacking, those kind of things. So we have a bunch of veggies here we're going to be prepping. I'm going to prep the peppers in a bunch of different ways, just what I need them for. So I need them in 3 different ways this week for different dinners and snacks and lunches. And then I'm going to cut up the celery and carrots for snacking, again onions for meals. We have some strawberries and a melon here, and then we're going to do some hard-boiled eggs and for snacking, and then bacon for some wraps I'm going to have, and also to have for breakfast, that kind of thing. We are going to make some onion dip to have with our veggies. So I'm just going to I'll show you how I make it, but I bought these small ones this week so I can just do individual ones. Normally I make it in a big one, which I've showed this before, but I'll show you how I make the small ones. We're going to do some taco meat because tonight I'm going to do Mexican pizzas for dinner, so I'm going to make the taco meat for that. And then I'm going to do a simple chicken salad that I'll have for snacks or lunch this week. And then the one kind of meal I'm going to prep, I'm going to try this. I was on Pinterest looking for the ground chicken nuggets that I had made before a long time ago. If I can find that video, I will link it. But then all these other ones started popping up for using canned chicken, so I thought I'd give it a try. So we're going to do this and we'll do a little taste test and see how those stack up. So this is everything all set up, so let's go ahead and get prepping. We are going to go ahead and put the turkey bacon in the oven at 400 for about 15 minutes. For our peppers this week, we have to do them a few different ways for different recipes. So I'm going to do some stuffed Philly cheesesteak chicken peppers. So I'm going to cut one of these in half to make that for a dinner. And then for snacking, I'm going to do a half of each one of these and cut them into strips. And then the other halves I'm going to dice up because I'll need some of them for the Philly cheesesteak, and then I want to use some of them in salads and on wraps and stuff. So that way I have the different ways and then they're ready to go in the refrigerator. I got this off of Amazon years ago. I don't think they have the same one, but I can link one that's similar. I don't think they have the same one, but it makes the best little squares. There's 2 different ones that come with it. There's the bigger square and the smaller one. This one's really hard to clean, so I don't like to use this one. So I typically just use this one for all of my stuff, and I'll use the same thing also for the onions.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's...
So here are all the bell peppers, so they're all done. That chopper makes it so quick and easy. So we have these all ready to go for snacks, lunches, and dinners. So I'll use the diced up ones for different recipes for dinners, and also just to throw on top of salads or in wraps. Then we have our ones that we'll snack with our onion dip, and then I'll use these for my stuffed Philly cheesesteak, which you will see in a video next week. For the onions, I'm just going to do a half of the red, a half of the yellow to use for recipes. I use the red for salads and wraps, and then the yellow one is usually for cooking. So I'm just going to do it. I'm also going to do them in the chopper, and I'm just going to do half of each one of these. Next up, we have our carrot, celery, and a cucumber. This is all going to be to use with the veggie dip. I know with the carrots, just if you've not tried whole carrots before, I know it's kind of a pain. You have to wash them and peel them and cut them up, but they do taste a lot better than the baby cut carrots that you can buy that are already cut and washed. Although I do pick those up once in a while if I'm in a hurry, but these ones, they just have a lot sweeter taste. So I'm just going to cut up a few of these carrots into sticks, Same with the celery, and then we'll just chop up some of the cucumbers, and that way they're just in the fridge and ready to go.
If I'm alone, I got it. I gotta go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions. I'll go, running to better times, 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 to better.
And here we have all of our veggies that we can use for dips this week, and also we can like toss the cucumbers in salads. If I needed anything for like, I may actually chop up some of the celery. No, I don't think I'm going to put any in the chicken salad this time, but yep, this is all ready to go. Next up, we are going to chop up some strawberries that I can use for like breakfast, to throw on some yogurt or oatmeal, or just to snack on. And I get people asking me if cutting up the strawberries ahead of time, if they last all week, and they do. I don't have any issues. I don't know if it's because I use the paper towel underneath, but yeah, I don't have any issues with mine lasting all week. So I like to have it prepped ahead because I won't eat them otherwise if they're not already washed and prepped. So this just makes it, making sure I'm getting all of my fruits and veggies in. I'm gonna make some onion dip. I get a lot of questions about how I make it, and it's just 2 ingredients. You just need plain non-fat Greek yogurt and some of this Lipton onion soup and dip mix. Or you can use sour cream if you're someone who does not like the plain yogurt, or you could actually also take some cottage cheese, blend it up in a blender, and then add in some of your onion soup mix. But I'm just going to do this because the only cottage cheese I have is the 2%, and I want to make a 0-point dip. So typically I'll use one of these a whole one of these for a 32-ounce container of Greek yogurt. But because I'm just using these little individual ones, which you can make this and just leave it in this, put the, just put this back over it and maybe put some plastic wrap. But since I'm going to be taking this to work, and that could be a big mess, nightmare for me if I try to keep it in this, I'm just going to put this in this container. But this whole thing of dip would be 0 points because we're not putting enough of this in there to add any points. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and just kind of pour some in there, pour some in there and just give it a taste test. But I would say probably use about 1/4 of this. And you can get this at any store. I get it at either Walmart or Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger store. So I think I'm actually going to just go ahead and put it in this container since that's what I'll be using. And then I bought a few of these little individual ones this week, just in case I wanted to make it a couple times, which I probably will. Normally, like if I know I'm going to commit to an entire week of eating this, I will just make it in the big container. But that's another good way to use up, like if you've used just a little bit of your big thing of plain Greek yogurt. So like if I just use this for a couple of different things and I wanted to use it up, this is a good way to use it up too, is just to get some of this dip mix. Another mix that's really good is the Knorr veggie dip mix, which you guys have seen me use that quite often as well, and it has actual like veggies in it. But I like to mix it up and sometimes do the onion and sometimes just do the Knorr one. So like I said, you've seen me do both. I actually think this is probably the perfect amount. I make this so much that I don't really have to think about it. Yep, that's the perfect amount. And you don't need to add any other seasonings or salt or anything because there's plenty in there. But yep, so that's how you make the onion dip. We're going to do a couple things over here at the stove. So I have some ground beef here. This is the 96% lean ground beef, and I'm going to make some taco meat because I plan on making some Mexican pizzas probably tonight. I'm out of my taco seasoning. I did not feel like making any, so I did have this Taco Bell mild taco seasoning mix in my cabinet, so I'm going to go ahead and use that up, make this. And so not only is this good to have in your refrigerator for your meals, but you can also do a quick taco salad. You could do the taco meat and cottage cheese mixture as a snack with your Quest chips, which I'll probably do that as well. So having taco meat in my refrigerator is very handy for me because I like to just make a quick salad. You can make a quick wrap, quick quesadilla, that kind of thing. I'm also going to do some hard-boiled eggs. Normally I would get my Instant Pot out. You guys have seen me pretty much only make my hard-boiled eggs that way, but I'm only doing 4 this week because I don't think I'll eat more than that. So I don't really want to get that out just to make that. So what I do is I fill this up with cold water, cover the eggs, bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I just leave it on this, but I turn off the burner, but I still leave it sitting on here, put a lid on it and let it cook for 10 minutes. And then I just remove it and put it in cold water, and they come out perfect, just like the Instant Pot. They don't peel quite as easy as they do in the Instant Pot, but so since I'm only doing 4, I'm gonna do it that way. Next up, we're gonna make a chicken salad. So I have a whole can of this Kirkland chicken breast. Now I'm gonna do my simple chicken salad, and this is the one I like to use when I'm using this for snacks or for wraps. I just don't, you can do so many things with chicken salad. You can put grapes in them, apples in them. You can do, like I said, celery, you could do bell peppers. I am just doing my simple salad. So a whole can of this, we're gonna chunk that up really well. I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. We're just gonna spritz some of the spicy brown mustard in there. I'm gonna do a tablespoon of light mayonnaise. Just the combination of these 2 together tend to make it just a little creamier. We're gonna do some dill relish. And then I'm gonna do just a sprinkle of the Lori seasoning salt and then some of the salt, pepper, garlic blend. And that's it. And like I said, I'll use these. I'll show you the crackers that I like to use these on. And then plus you can use them in wraps, pitas. You can just eat it. But it's a really good high protein, low calorie, low point snack. Now we're gonna go ahead and try to make those chicken nuggets. And we'll give it a little taste test on camera to see how it tastes. Now, like I said earlier, I made chicken nuggets a few times, actually chicken nuggets and chicken patties using ground chicken. I was trying to find that video again and I could not find it. I'll see if I can find it for you guys so I can link it, because those were some of the best chicken nuggets. I think it's when I was doing keto, but I'm not positive, so I'll have to find it. But I was looking for the recipe on Pinterest that I'd used, hoping it was there, and I don't think it was there any longer because I could not find it on any of my boards. So when I just looked in the general search, the one that kept popping up, and I was just looking up homemade chicken nuggets. I wanted to do them in the air fryer, so that's what I looked up. When I made them originally, it was in the oven because I don't think I had an air fryer then. So what kept popping up though were these. So these are under keto, low carb, but I was just looking them up because I wanted to try to make my own. So they use 1 can of the chicken breast, and most of them showed using the Kirkland one because these are 12.5 ounce cans, but you can get them anywhere. 1 egg, and then 3/4, some of them said 1/4 cup, some said 1/3 cup, some said 3/4 cup. I'm gonna do 3/4 cup. I'm gonna use this cheese that I'm not the biggest fan of. I wanted to try it again after not trying it for many years, and I don't like it. I think I used to like it and used it quite often. But anyway, so I thought I would just use this so I can use it up because I'm not a fan. I'm going to do 3/4 cup. So it just says to make sure you chop up your chicken really well, get it, nice and stringy. And then you just dump your cheese in there and put your egg in there, mix it up, and then shape them into little nuggets. So let's go ahead and try this and see how it goes. I forgot the seasoning, so we're gonna use, of course, the Kinder's the blend because I use that on everything. I'm gonna cook quite a bit because this chicken, if you've never had this canned chicken, it tends to be a little bland to me, even though, people say, oh, don't use the canned chicken because it has so much sodium in it. Well, it's just really convenient, especially for me since I'm the only one that eats the chicken. So for me, it's just more convenient to use the canned chicken. But I want to get extra seasoning in there. It's mixing up well. So let me go ahead and get my big cutting board out so we can shape this into patties. And then for the air fryer, you want to do 350, and it said to do it for 12 to 15 minutes. So we'll just kind of check them, and it says to turn them though halfway through. So we will give that a try and we'll see how these turn out. I kind of feel like this needs to be mixed up just a little bit more. I'm just going to use my hands, and yes, my hands are clean. We're just going to, and I don't even know how big to make these. None of the recipes that I could see said how many nuggets that it made. So I'm just going to kind of, I mean, they're really easy to shape. So, and honestly, like with this amount of cheese that I use, depending on how many this makes, this could really be 0 points, because I think a 1/4 cup of the fat-free cheese is 1 point. So with 3/4 cup mixed between however many servings you do this, I feel like it's gonna be, it could be 0 points, or it probably end up being 1 point for sure. And I like to pair my nuggets with the Bolthouse honey mustard, so that's what we'll be trying these with. I feel like they're holding their shape pretty well. So I'll go ahead and just, I guess I could be more accurate and use like some sort of scoop or something. So you could do that. I have like a little cookie scoop, but honestly, I'm just gonna do it this way. But that's how you could be more accurate about the sizing if you wanted to. But again, because, I mean, yeah, I won't have the accurate as far as protein and calories for each nugget, but I think we'll be pretty close, because I feel like I'm getting them pretty even. So I ended up getting 11. I did look at the website. It does show it said it made 17 nuggets, so this would be really small. So mine did 11. I think I probably, if I knew I was going to do 11, I would have just made 5 bigger ones and then just did 2 servings for it. So I think that's what I'll probably end up doing, just putting in my tracker as 2 servings, and then just I might split this last nugget here kind of between all of them, so then I get 2 5-nugget servings. Now I'm gonna put these in the air fryer at 350. We'll put it in there for 12 minutes. I'll flip them at 6, and then we'll just see how they look after another 6 minutes. Here are the nuggets. So just so you know, in my experience in my air fryer, I set it for 12 minutes. I checked them at 6 minutes, and they still were kind of, you know, gushy to the touch. And so I waited until 9 minutes. I kept checking them, and I checked them again at 9 minutes, and then they were firm enough I could roll them over. And then at 12 minutes, they just still seemed a little soft, and they weren't brown at all, which you can still see they're not brown. And I was kind of gauging off the picture of the recipes I saw online where they all were kind of brown. So not sure why they didn't turn brown, but I was afraid of them getting dry. So I went up 3 more minutes. So I did it for the 15 minutes, which the website that I was looking at said 12 to 15 minutes. So they're really firm. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a taste test. We are going to test these with the Bolthouse Farms honey mustard. And since I had the 1 extra nugget, I actually just ended up just keeping the 11 nuggets, because I'm gonna taste test that one. So let's go ahead and give this a dip. It tastes really good. It almost just kind of tastes like chicken salad in a nugget. I would say that these are definitely an easy way to make chicken nuggets. I feel like I liked the ground chicken ones better. So whatever that recipe was, I'm gonna have to find it. But these are good. Now, they kind of remind me of because you can, I don't know how to describe it. They're good. I do recommend these. I think these are a good, easy, low carb. You can make it even keto by using like full fat cheese, and you could really make it keto with the higher fat. I think it's because you compare these nuggets to, now that I blame it all on you, who have told me to pick up those Just Bare nuggets from Costco. Those nuggets have spoiled any nugget for me forever. But the more I eat this, the more it grows on me. The honey mustard is everything. Yeah, definitely you guys give this a try. I mean, you don't have to use canned chicken. If you're totally opposed to the canned chicken thing, you don't have to use the canned chicken. You could use rotisserie chicken, shred it up. It'd be the same thing. Or the ground chicken. You could do the same recipe with ground chicken. I actually did see it on Pinterest using the ground chicken with the cheese and the egg, and that's it. So you could definitely do that if you're opposed to the canned chicken. But I just wanted to give it a try. But I do feel like that one, so if you guys can find that video, if you don't see it posted down below, and you can find that video before I can, where I made ground chicken nuggets. I know it had like some sort of breading on there, but it was very light breading. It was really good. And I just remember really liking those nuggets. So, but I still give these an 8 out of 10. Definitely. And actually this fat-free cheese works really well with this because it melts just a little bit, but you get that little bit of cheesy flavor. I noticed they're a little bit plain. I think I probably, instead of using the salt, pepper, garlic, the Kinder's blend, because it is a little bit of a lighter kind of blend, I think what I would do instead is use a little bit of that, but add in more garlic. Like maybe do garlic powder, onion powder, maybe even some Italian herbs. I think it needs more seasoning. I think that's exactly what I'm missing, is the seasoning. And I do think the recipes that I was looking at, I think it did have salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. I think it had other seasonings, but I was just trying to take a shortcut by using the mixed blends. But sometimes when you do use the mixed blends like that, sometimes you do get kind of a blander taste. So definitely, these could definitely be better. I think they would be 10 out of 10 if they had more seasoning. So that was my fault. But y'all, try them with this. Or if you have your own favorite chicken nugget, get this. It is so good. Okay, we are done with everything. Let me go ahead and do a little wrap up of what we meal prepped today. Alrighty, here is everything we meal prepped today. So just a little recap. Here's all of our proteins. So we have our hard-boiled eggs here, our taco meat that we're going to use for various lunches and dinners. We have our chicken salad that we can use for snacks or lunches or even a dinner. We have our turkey bacon here, which is great to have on hand for BLT wraps, which is what I plan on using them for, or to put on my breakfast sandwiches in the morning, or just to have with breakfast. We have our canned chicken nuggets. We have our onion dip to go with all of our fresh veggies. So we have our diced up peppers here, which we'll use with salads and with dinners. We have all of our little chopped up veggies to use with our onion dip. And we have our sliced peppers to use with our onion dip. Onions for various recipes. And then we have our halved green bell peppers here that I'm going to use for that stuffed bell pepper recipe. And that is everything, you guys. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.